Becoming social is easy, actually. Social anxiety can be the worst feeling, especially when you do things to fix it, but it doesn't work. But I'm about to tell you why it hasn't worked, which every channel that speaks about becoming a socializer often misses. It's not about forcing conversations, or memorizing scripts, or being the funniest person in the room. It's about fixing the root problem, the part of you that's still looking for validation from everyone else. Once you understand this, everything changes. And becoming social becomes easy, actually. Because before you can truly connect with anyone else, you have to know who you are first. And that's where everything begins. Chapter 1. Most people try to get better socially by learning tricks. But you can't trick your way into confidence. When I was younger, I didn't even know who I was. I wore different masks depending on who I was around. Friends, classmates, even random people. I was like an empty vitamin capsule. Whatever environment I stepped into decided what filled me up. And what did that lead to? A constant feeling of anxiety, insecurity, and frustration. Because deep down, I knew none of it was really me. Here's the truth. If you have social anxiety, you don't have a strong sense of self. Therefore, every social interaction will feel like you're auditioning, trying to win approval, trying to be enough. That's why the first step isn't talking better, but rather knowing yourself better. You have to get to a place where you're not walking into a conversation hoping people will validate you. You're walking in already validated by yourself. And when you reach that point, socializing isn't scary anymore. It becomes natural. Chapter 2. Remove the false identity. Once I realized I didn't even know who I was, the next step became obvious. I had to remove everything that was keeping me blind. You can't discover your real self while you're still drowning in the noise of fake friends, toxic places, and environments that constantly tell you who you should be and feed you a false idea of who you really are. It's like trying to clean yourself while still standing in a mud pit. No matter how hard you scrub, you're still covered in dirt. So I started cutting things off. Certain friends, certain habits, certain places I knew weren't building me, only breaking me. That voice you hear when you're around that group of friends, what am I doing here? Yeah, that's real. And it wasn't easy. It felt lonely at first. But slowly, for the first time in my life, I wasn't just doing what the world wanted me to do. I was starting to build myself from the inside out. Chapter 3. Build internal confidence first. When you finally get out of the mud, you can start actually cleaning yourself. Real confidence is quiet. It's the belief that you're already enough, even if nobody else claps for you. I had to reprogram the way I spoke to myself. Every morning, I would look in the mirror and genuinely say, I love myself. I am great. I am a great socializer. It felt stupid at first. It felt fake. But that's because the old programming, the insecure version of me, didn't want to let go easily. You can't clean a dirty cup by wiping the outside. You clean it from the inside. And after you do, the outside shines without you even trying. And the more I fed myself the right words, the more I started to believe them. Slowly, my energy changed. People could feel it, and I could feel it too. Chapter 4. Understand the law of attraction the right way. A lot of people talk about the law of attraction as if it's some magical trick, but it's actually way simpler than that. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. When I was a mess inside, I attracted messy friendships, messy situations, and messy emotions. But when I started cleaning myself internally, working on my habits, my mindset, my spirit, everything around me began to change too. Peaceful people, better environments, opportunities I never saw before. It wasn't luck, it was reflection. The energy you walk with becomes a magnet. And if you want to build real relationships that make you feel good, not question yourself, it all starts with who you're becoming inside. Just remember this, the world doesn't give you what you chase. It mirrors what you carry. Chapter 5. Aura over pickup lines. When I was younger, I used to think I needed the perfect pickup line, the perfect opening joke, some magic sentence that would finally make people like me. But the truth is, none of that matters. Aura is the real pickup line. It's not about what you say, it's about what you carry. When you're confident inside, when you actually love who you are without needing anyone else to confirm it, people feel it without you having to speak a word. That's why when I met my girlfriend, I wasn't out looking for someone to fix me. I also wasn't chasing. I was locked in on my craft, my health, my mind, and my mission. And because of that, the right person crossed paths with me naturally. You don't attract a real connection by being slick. You attract it by being solid. You want respect? You want real friends? You want real love? Then become the person who would attract those things without having to chase them. Chapter 6. Listen more, talk less. Once you start fixing yourself on the inside, talking to other people gets a whole lot easier. But here's the part most people still mess up. They think socializing is about saying the perfect thing. It's not. The fastest way to make people like you is to simply listen. When you actually care about what someone's saying, when you ask them questions about what things they are passionate about, social anxiety disappears. You stop thinking about yourself. You stop worrying about what you're going to say next. You're just there, focused on them, and people feel that. If you're ever stuck and don't know what to say, here's the secret. Just restate what they said, but with genuine interest.
Yeah, I just got back from a trip to Italy.
Italy? That sounds incredible. Where'd you go exactly? And boom, they're talking again. Socializing isn't about impressing, it's about connecting. Chapter 7. Build momentum. Tiny interactions first. You're not supposed to wake up one day and instantly become a master socializer. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, you have to build it up. When I first started working on this, I didn't go to parties or big events right away. I started tiny. I smiled at the cashier. I said good morning to strangers. I asked simple questions like, how's your day going? It felt awkward at first, but that's the point. Awkward is actually the feeling of growth. Every small interaction is like doing one more rep in the gym. And the more you show up, even in tiny ways, the stronger your social confidence becomes. Start where you are. Smile, nod, ask a small question, compliment someone's shoes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up and stack tiny wins every single day. Chapter 8. Reframe mistakes as data, not failures. Here's a secret most people never figure out. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. In the beginning, you're going to say awkward things. You're going to overthink a conversation. You might even replay moments in your head and cringe. I've been there. But beating yourself up, as I did for so long, that's the fastest way to kill your growth. And I'm trying to spare you a lot of the unnecessary journey I had to go through. Instead, treat every conversation like a training session. When something feels off, don't spiral into self-hate. Just ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do this better next time? That shift from emotional reaction to strategic reflection is what separates people who stay stuck from people who become natural socializers. Every mistake is just information. And if you collect enough good information, you're destined to win. Chapter 9. Visualize your future self. No matter what you believe in, God, the universe, destiny, or just the power of your mind or some sandwich in the middle of the universe. Maybe all of them combined into one. One thing is clear. We were given the ability to see the end before we even start. If you can see yourself being a great socializer, if you can close your eyes and feel it, your mind will start finding pathways to make it real. That's not magic. That's how the brain is wired. Every invention you use, from the phone or laptop that you're watching this video on, or even the chair you're sitting on, started as an idea in someone's mind. They saw it first, then they built it. And they built it with confidence because they knew exactly what they were building. Your social skills work the same way. You know exactly what you are building. If you want to become confident, charismatic, magnetic, you have to see yourself that way first. You have to believe you're already that person inside. And then you just have to do the work every day to meet the version of you that already exists. Chapter 10. Just start today. Everything you need is already inside of you. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to memorize a million tricks. You just need to start. Smile at a stranger. Ask one more question. Give one real compliment today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Every small action is a brick. Every conversation, every risk you take is building the foundation of the person you're meant to become. Becoming social isn't about being perfect. It's about being you, fully, confidently, and unapologetically. And once you start moving, you'll realize it was never as hard as you thought. It was always easy.